And that's my goal every year, is to do something different, even if it's something small, like changing the window.
Small to you, not to the installers.
Exactly, not to you guys. But that's my goal every year, is to just push the competitions further. I know you guys don't like that, but it's kind of like my guilty pleasure is I'm giggling while you guys are sweating.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Born to Tint Podcast. I'm Ricky. Glad to be here with my big brother, Josh.
What's going on, everyone? Today we have a very fun conversation for the second time with Sarah Bauder, WFCT Event Coordinator. Really fun conversation. Hidden tips in here about the competition towards the end, so stick around.
SEMA, all right, so Summit. So, question. Now I'm starting to wonder, was Lindsay just out here from Solar Guard? Is it all the exhibitors come out? Or is
So it's available to all exhibitors, but they don't all have to attend. Going to it now, I encourage all of them to attend because I feel like even the bigger booths would learn something from it. It was just kind of how to attract audience to your booth, what to put in your booth. Like people think, oh, I offer 20 products, I'm going to showcase all 20 products. But really, you should be showcasing just a couple to get them in your booth, and then you can start and progress that conversation.
Well, I think Solar Guard's going with the same thing they did last year. Carlos will just put a mic in his hand and a speaker behind him.
That'll get people there.
I'll get people in front of your booth. Usually does it. So
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes.
Are we going to do podcasts on the floor again?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yep, we've already been asked. They're changing their booth. I don't know to what, but they are changing it.
Make sure you eat and drink this time.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, and we're gonna reduce. We're gonna go to. There's most likely that week too. There's a good chance that we actually run a TintLab class the same week.
Nice.
So we'll do podcasting because Monday's set up so long, you'd be able to do podcast Tuesday, Wednesday, which we should be able to get. We'll probably do three or four. We only need. If we get 6 solid podcasts, that's fine.
Yeah.
Because if we do too many, you have SEMA episodes still coming out in January.
Yeah, that's true.
They lasted a long time, and they were a lot. I would say at least 5 or 6 of those conversations I would have liked to take longer, but it was and nope, you cut it. We're done. Move on. It just
because we were we had a strict schedule of we got to start the next one.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah. So.
Okay, so talk to me about TintLab.
So it's not pretty much. It is an academy for flat glass.
Nice.
So
but it's more than an academy.
Yeah. So instead of just being a 3-day workshop or 4-day workshop, because a lot of they're starting to pop up now, but a lot of at least auto academies you go for 4 days and you go learn and then you go about your business. Flat glass obviously is a little harder than that in the fact of identifying the glass and the sales aspect. So that's what we more likely have kind of merged together. Yes, you get installation training, but you don't have to devote too much to kind of pick up the basic concepts of installing flat glass.
Okay.
And then it's just repetition past that. Keep practicing, you'll get better.
Okay.
It's the sales side and the whole process from lead intake to processing that lead, selling the job, identifying the proper glass to be able to actually give the customer a solution. That is what will allow you to command a much higher price in your market.
Educating on how to price too. Industry standard, the more people I talk to for TintLab is well, I went to ChatGPT and it said it's $10, $12 a foot. And it's
that's so variable.
Everybody just keeps repeating that. And it's what's your market? What's your product? What's your material cost? What's your labor cost?
Yeah.
How are you going to sell it and actually make a profit that's scalable?
Do you want to keep installing yourself and keep it small, or do you want to get out from behind your pouch and actually run your company? Because that's definitely 2 different businesses right there. You can definitely have you and one other guy, but when you stop, the business stops. So if you're okay with that and you're bringing in what you want to bring in, then that's great. But if you want to get away from that, you got to raise your price.
I feel that's such a great question to ask too, is what's your end goal? Do you want to run the business or do you just want to work within it? And some people don't want to be business owners. That's totally fine. You just want to be an installer and do that. And you're happy with that lifestyle. And I feel you just have to narrow in your goals.
And honestly, this is a great trade for it. It's very realistic to casually do $70,000, $80,000, $100,000 a year actual take home as an individual operation in most big cities in this country. And if that's all you need to live and you can live conservatively and within your means and you're happy with that and you get to do vacations, and I know plenty of people that's the case. And then over time, their business is actually big by building relationships with contractors and stuff. their business is actually pretty big and very profitable. So it can be done in this industry for sure. So that's like the first question I normally have when I'm talking to somebody is like, what is your goal?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are you trying to do? Because if we're not going to help you get there, like we're not going to do it. So.
Yeah. So it's an academy more pointed towards, say, like an auto shop that wants to add flat glass to their business. So they are trying to scale their business, or they want to bring in another revenue stream. That's our clientele. That's our avatar. We do plan on probably at some point having an installation only course, like a beginner course, and start adding to it. But until, I mean, I know the demand's there, but like I know there's a demand for people that want to jump from auto to flat, or they want to at least add it to their business. And what scares them is the selling process. I don't know if I'm selling at the right price. I don't know if I'm putting the right film on, and all those variables. I mean, that's what we've ran into ourselves, and that's how we realized, or how we got to the point to start charging what we charge is like, all right, well, we got to do all these things to present the value to the customer. Actually be able to explain to them, like, all right, so the last person who was in here offered you a ceramic film. All right, well, you have triple silver low E windows. That film is not going to not do nothing, but it's going to do close to nothing. Yeah. They're just selling you a film to sell you a film. It's not going to solve your problem. It's going to give you a bad taste in your mouth. That film doesn't work. And that's one thing that we want to try to, or we've been trying to push out as much as possible, is when one tint shop does that, it hurts everyone, because that one bad experience of like, hey, I just spent a couple $1,000s on my home, did nothing for me. Yeah. Like that just bleeds outward into their friend group. Say they work at a building, the building's having heating problems or cooling problems. And someone's like, oh, we do tint. No, don't do that. I tinted my house. Yeah. It did absolutely nothing. Yeah. And now there's a potential of a job that we could have got as an industry that we can't get.
Well, and that's me as a non-installer. I didn't realize, obviously, that those factors count. But I actually watched your vlog from Film Fest, and you were sitting at the bar with Mike. Yeah. And you guys are talking about doing the hotel. But you guys were talking about like the kind of glass that it has, and like what kind of film you would put on it, and like just your thought process going into it. It's not just slap film on the windows and get paid. It's, you know,
used to be, you know, and say it used to be that it was that to a point. I never understood why my dad was so central on the certain films he would always sell and only sell those films. I understand it now because those films are safe to put on pretty much any glass. Without the meter, you can put a dual reflective almost on any piece or any dual pane window, and it's not going to break the glass, and it falls in the safe zone on most film to glass charts. So to step out of that, to actually start offering films, say like a dark smoke film, you have to know what kind of glass you're working with. And now it opens up an entire playbook of films that it's like beyond us being a panorama and solar guard dealer. Like if they don't have a product, then we go over to Hooper. If Hooper doesn't have the product, I have 3M, where now I can actually solve my customer's problem. And that's one big thing a lot of people don't do. It's just they just want to sell it instead of actually solve the issue for the customer. Yeah. Which, I mean, I get it, but
yeah, long term though, like if you're really trying to be in it for the long term, every happy customer that's just beyond overjoyed, even if they paid double or triple what, you know, the cheap guy down the road could charge, that's a referral source. That's someone that's actually out there promoting the industry. So yeah.
I feel like more times than not, people, I guess just depending on the situation, but when they pay more in the end, they're like, actually, that was worth it.
Yeah, there's a bias to it for real. The crazy thing is just by having a higher price, you add value. Yeah. Like they've done studies where they give people 3 different wines to drink that look like it's cheap wine and priced cheap to expensive, and the bottle's nicer. And it's like 90-something% of them choose the more expensive wine. Yeah. Well, the wine was the same wine for everybody in all 3 cups. Yeah. So just by being more expensive, you add value. And then you identify that customer. They care about, they've had contractors come in their home and have had issues. Yeah. They care about their time and the quality, and they want to know that it's going to get done right. So if you come in, and even if you're the first person in there, which is most of the time the case for me, it's a lot of times it's not the reverse of like, oh, this other person came in, now I'm going to counter it. It's no, I'm going to come in, I'm going to do such a good job explaining why we're picking the film we're picking. And that they probably don't even have a second person come out because like, oh, this is who we're going to go with. Yeah. But that's the other part of TintLab that I think is unique is it's more, you got the in-person here, you've got online forever. So the videos of what we do in here, we're always adding to that, and the community chat. So there's like a community involved. A lot of the scaling in flat glass is subcontracting. So you have to have good connections with other installers that are available to subcontract, whether it's other business owners or, there's a lot of individual owners out there that they're the whole operation. So that community that you're joining is a bunch of people that now you can reach out to, like, hey, I just landed a big project. Who wants to come help on it? I'm going to pay X amount per square foot.
Yeah.
You got that group of people, which took us decades to build up.
Mm-hmm.
And you get a 90-day mentorship with us. So everybody that comes through for 90 days, they're on the phone with me and Ricky directly. Any issues they have with anything that they're going back to implement, we're like right there to help them, as if it's a job for our business. Like when the phone rings or the text comes in, one of us is like, sometimes we both respond like back to back. So that part's really unique that I don't think any program out there has right now. So like, I want the same way I want my customer for window tint to be successful, because I know that's a referral source and I'm going to feel good about it and it's a good transaction. Like I want the same thing with TintLab. That's why we're not accepting everybody. There's a lot of people that I've had to tell, you know what, you're not ready yet, or this isn't the situation for you.
Yeah.
So I do think an entry level class is probably going to have to happen at some point, because that's the number one thing I think I've gotten on top outside of people that already have an existing automotive business. And the interesting thing is how many of them have been listening to the podcast. That blows my mind. I've had so many conversations with people that had no experience in the industry. They're 2 months in, they're 8 months in, they're 2 years in. And they're like, yeah, I've been listening to the podcast. That made me want to get into flat glass. So thanks for listening, guys. Cause it's, so sometimes you don't realize people are listening, but it's, having those conversations with people is really cool.
That was the one cool thing about Film Fest, was I got approached by a couple different people.
Well, that was nice that you guys had a booth. How was that, your first time being an exhibitor?
It was fun. I think competing in 4 categories at the same time probably wasn't the wisest decision.
Yeah.
But no, it was fun. It was fun interacting with people. And then, I enjoyed it. I mean, compared to everyone else's booth, ours was pretty simple. We just put a backdrop up and we put a table out there.
It's still effective though.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. No. And then Kyle did a great job manning the booth when I was either competing in different divisions and stuff like that. So had a lot of really good conversations. So I enjoyed it. It was fun.
Nice.
To jump on that side of the road, should I say?
Yeah.
And if you said you watched the vlog, like beginning part, I thought about it. I was like, hold on, I get to go inside when no one else gets to. I'm thinking about it now. I got to actually have a conversation with you, see how much sponsoring WFCT is.
Yeah. What's so funny is I was thinking about that, because we have, that same situation. There's like you guys, there's the Bruce of the world, Bruce. Like, people that have a booth and they also compete. And you think that you're getting inside scoop whenever you get on the floor early, but we've learned
you guys
do that. Well, like how they did at Film Fest, like they added that piece to the frames afterwards, and you're like, wait, that's not what I saw yesterday.
Yeah. No, that was
expect the unexpected.
No, that was smart. That was fun. I want to redo that window. I could have done that window much better, but I was able to get into the finals and had a really good window in the finals. So that's all you can do.
That was cool. It's cool for me to watch other competitions.
I was just about to ask, like, how long have you been with Window? You're newer to running the competition, but have you been with Window Film Mag for a while before that, or?
No, so I started as competition coordinator in 2022.
Okay, so you've still seen the spawn of all the babies. Like you guys are the original competition, and now there's all these other competitions out there. I think it's great for the industry and it's great for everybody, just because it reminds everybody the value in going to these events.
Yeah.
How has that been, like, kind of seeing that unfold, and what do we have planned for this upcoming WFCT?
Yeah, so it's been cool for me to go to all of them, because I get something out of them that I don't at WFCT, which is like the networking opportunities, because I'm, at my event
running around,
right? Running your own event. Like,
every time someone approaches you, it's a problem.
Like, get away.
Not necessarily that, but just there's always something happening, and like being the person running it, you can't say no. You can't say go find someone else, or I can't help out right now. You have to do it. And so I don't get to have those conversations. And so the entire weekend at Film Fest, or every time at Tenor Battles or WFR, whatever event it is, that's what I'm there to do, is network and foster those relationships with people. So that's my favorite part of it. And that's why I love going to them. Yeah. I actually heard mixed reviews about like how many competitions the industry has going on. And it's like, do we keep doing them? Do we not keep doing them? Like there's just kind of a flood of competitions. How do you guys feel about going
What, WFCT not do it anymore?
No.
The other ones.
Well, yeah, or just like at dealer conferences, maybe have them or don't have them, or the smaller events have them or don't have them.
Dealer conferences are fun. Like I got to go participate in Autobahns in January. That was fun. I enjoyed it, and like I treated it like a competition, but not really. And that's not saying like copping out. That's why my auto sucked. But it's like at WFCT, like I am asleep usually by like 9 o'clock. Yeah. I'm sleeping. I'm not staying on. Like I've learned my lesson in that kind of competition to where it's like, no, I'm going to bed. I want to wake up and work out. Dallas, I think I was up to 2-3 every single night I was there because I was going there morely for the networking, and it's just like, oh, then we're gonna have this small little competition. Yeah. So that's the first time in some time that I've competed extremely hungover, and it showed. I got torched in the comments of the videos that Carlos released. They're like, oh, he's an alcoholic because my hand's sitting there shaking as I'm trying to cut on someone's paint. It's like,
everyone's hand is shaking.
Well, it's beyond
every time, everywhere, at every competition.
I was sleep deprived and
excuses.
No, I first off, I won that one. I won the one that everybody on the video was torching me on. It was the auto, but that was the fun thing about that competition is they did it in an airport hangar, or it was a hangar, and they had like 12-foot wide ceiling fans on high, and they did, and Kratz did it on purpose. He's like, no, I want to watch you guys install with the wind that's blowing all over the place. Yeah. So that was a very odd curveball. But as for the other competitions, like I enjoy them. I like having the other ones. I liked Film Fest. I liked the way they did it. I liked the way it was put on. Everybody has it. Each competition has a different feel to it, as you've probably seen people talk about it. WFCT is very, I say business, like rules very strict. Like everything is set in stone, which I do enjoy that setting, but then I also do enjoy the setting where you're kind of playing fast and loose, like Tinder battles. Yeah. Where it's like at a moment's turn, something can change. Yeah. And like the same thing, like what I think Film Fest was a nice mixture between both. It's like we had rules, but we had a rules meeting, but there really wasn't printed rules. So I think Cash is going to probably tighten that up next year and have a little bit more written down of exactly how things will go and stuff like that. But I enjoy having the different types of competitions. Now, I've seen some of the other ones. There was one in Florida, I think, this past week that was like a qualifier. And if you won it, they flew you out to France for PPF. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So I saw that one pop up, which that would have actually been pretty cool. It's because the fact to go compete in France, so that'd be cool. But I enjoy them. Like I think there's so many different installers in different regions that as long as they're not always happening in the same spot, they're always going to fill up. Like Tinder Battle's going to LA. There's going to be, I'm going to assume half the people competing in that are going to be from California. A good portion is going to be from LA, and they're all very, very cocky.
The cool thing to me with competitions, like they're fun to go do and the networking's great. And the cool thing is now there's finally like content coming out at kind of scale from all different angles, which is highlighting it. And it's getting people interested in the industry, so it's just helping grow the industry. That's like the biggest part about it that I think is undervalued. Like I was Gary V's new cards just came out, so I went on Whatnot and was just like watching a break because I'm not buying any, but I want to watch it. And somebody sees my screen name, which is window tinter, and they're like, oh, window tinter. Oh, man, I need to get my windows tinted. And you know what? Actually, I was just watching these videos of people racing while they tint. And like, I've heard that in several different settings now, like in my life where, hey, have you seen those videos where people compete window tinting? Like, yeah, actually, I've won it before. But like just hearing that all over the place, it's funny that I'm mentioning Gary Vee in that is like, it's attention. Yeah. It's attention we're generating for the industry that's waking people up to the problems that we can solve and the solutions that we have. Yeah. And that it's a good trade to get into. Yeah. The amount of people I've talked to for TintLab that have gotten into the industry in the last couple of years, and they saw one of those competition videos and they went down a rabbit hole on YouTube, and then all of a sudden now they're a window tinter. That's the part to me that I think we can't quantify. Yeah. Like there's going to be, are you going to make profit on this show? Is it going to be good for the vendors? Yeah. Somebody going to win? Like all those variables, like they are what they are. And you can actually count those, but that effect, I don't think it's like not quantifiable.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a time and place for each of the events, like you were saying, like whether it's regionally or just the type of audience that you attract. Like even though most of the people that go to all of the shows are pretty much the same crowd, but even at Film Fest, it was like people that had never, been to a trade show before. That was their first one going to. It's like, yeah, it might have been smaller, but that was a perfect place to get their feet wet and have very intimate and personal conversations with people that are already in the industry, kind of get them started, like steamroll the event season coming up. But yeah, I've had the same actually reaction to people saying like, I'll just have normal conversations and then talking about my job. And they're like, oh yeah, I saw a video. And it was like the video of Marcus that like tinting at WFCT. And they're like, oh yeah, that was awesome. Like, yeah, that was my show. Or like John Mayer and like Jamie Lee Curtis are like talking about that video. And I'm like, what in the world is happening?
Oh, it's great. And I got to drape my shirt on him too, which I had to like go to Carlos at TintLab. I was like, hey man, can you collab that video with my company, please? He is wearing my shirt. And he's like, oh, I didn't do it. I'm like, yeah. And he's like, done. I'm like, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
With how many views that thing's gets. Like I said, the biggest thing with the shows is definitely the networking. Because I mean, that's the biggest thing I took from obviously this past week was all the people I got to talk to. Competitions are just always fun. And then I think with people, well, a lot of people don't realize, especially the keyboard warriors, is like, it is, yes, we're going for perfection and we're trying to make it best, but competition installation is so much different than day-to-day installation.
And again, like I can sit here, on the outside and say, oh, just do what you do every day. And that's easy for me to say. But yeah, the pressure of competing, I can't imagine what you guys feel.
Yeah. And then also, that's the one thing I do love about WFCT, where it's at first is like one of those things like, well, I would pull my seal in this scenario, or I would cut it. It's like whichever way you do it. You now put them in a position like, no, you can't do either. And it's like, well, we don't do that. Exactly. We broadly don't do it. We are now all on the same playing field of figure out how to finish the job and don't break these rules.
Yeah.
So I mean, even at Film Fest, it's the same thing, except for they want to step further. And I have a feeling slightly because of me, you weren't even allowed to even tuck your rubbers.
Yeah.
And that was like blatantly like no pulling,
so why is
no
there
tucking.
A video of you putting your rubbers back in one of the
finals? You can pull them out. So they changed it to where which to me it made no sense.
That was confusing me. I'm like, wait, I thought you weren't allowed to pull them, but in the finals you could.
Well, see, that was the thing that it's like, hold on, you're going to give me 15 minutes in the prelim round, and then yes, the bar on top was a really cool ad because it's like now you got to sneak it behind it. It's like, how are you going to do it? And we're going to only give you 15 minutes. Can't tuck rubbers, can't pull them. To where it's like, all right, we're gonna put you under extreme pressure. And then like, all right, finals, you're gonna get 20 minutes and you can pull your rubbers. And I was like, what? You're giving me 5 more minutes? And then when I walked in the next morning while I was setting up my booth, I saw Dustin putting the wood on the windows, and I was like, oh, you son of a bitch. Like
someone has said that, I asked for comments from competitors after each year, and they said to do like wood frame windows.
It'd be hard to duplicate. You'd only be able to do that in the finals because you have to have dry, fresh wood. And that's why I think, obviously, that's why they did it. And like, Dustin and me and him were talking, they were going to take it a step further, which I actually like the idea because then, like, but they'd have to, I'm hoping they do it next year because, like, the scoring system, there have to be obviously some real cleared set rules. He was going to hand every tinner 2 blocks and say, all right, you got to put them on the window. They just have to be on the window. You got to tin around them. You can put them wherever you want. And to where it's like, all right, and I was walking through it with him. I was like, so what if I would have put him in the middle of the window and I cut around it? Do I get extra points for that? Instead of just tucking them like right next to each other in a corner and only notching out a corner. Yeah. And like we sat there and we had a conversation about it. I was like, dude, I think that'd be fun. Like everyone for the finals, show up 15 minutes early. You got 15 minutes to put your wood on the window. And then you have to cut around it, and how creative you are will dictate how many either bonus points or however they wanted to score it. And I was like, I think that's a good idea.
That would be fun to see who plays it safe and who takes a risk.
So I was telling him, I'll put them both in the middle of the window.
Well, I'm doing the bottom corner.
That's immediately what I thought was bottom corner.
Correct. That would be the easier route to do it to get the job done. But let's say someone puts 20 it in minutes, the middle.
No, I'm not adding difficulty. You don't need to.
Yeah. But do a perfect window. You don't need the flare.
Yeah. So, but then that would be the hard part in scoring then, because say I add extreme difficulty to it and I put out a pretty good window. Yeah, it's probably gonna have more dirt in it, but like I put it in a very difficult spot and I nailed my cuts on it. Like, all right, how do you score that against the guy who just put them tucked next to each other? Or he's going to say can't touch each other. They have to be away from each other. So if I put them both bottom corners, like yeah, I'm going to pull my rubbers all the way around. The top of my window is going to be gorgeous, and then I'll work around the bottom and make it extremely easy for myself. So,
as someone who runs a show with a bunch of competitions, that idea sounds awful.
Oh, believe me, that's why Dustin.
Scoring system, yeah.
That's why Dustin didn't do it. He was like, I was going to do it, but then I thought about it, and I was like, no, not going to happen. He's like, nope, you're going to have one in the middle on the bottom, one in the middle at the top, and I was like, okay.
I'm not telling you guys what you get this year. You'll see when you see.
Oh, you guys are just going to move the bar.
Out.
Okay. But yeah,
I know how many competitors you guys have, and when it comes down to your guys' time and how they judge with timing, like there's limitations to what can be done because you still have to get the show done on time, and every competitor's obviously got to compete, and the judges are going to not take their time, but the time that's necessary to judge, because that's the other hard part people don't realize is like the judging is going to be what 3 times longer than the actual 2 times longer. So you give us 15 minutes, so it takes them about a half hour. 45 minutes to judge everybody.
Well, we do 15 and 15, and I think they take usually like an hour and a half.
Hour and a half. Yeah, so like you can't cut down the judging time. I mean, you can cut down on the installation time, obviously, which I'm always a fan of.
Well, for tent and for PPF, for auto and PPF, we like start them before the show floor opens sometimes too. So that's always a consideration.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Why does it do that?
Because you suck at electronics.
And my computer wasn't even on. It's not like open.
So changes for WFCT competitions. You can now do 3 divisions. That's something that people have been requesting for a while. And we couldn't do it because of the way the finals heats kind of play out, the timing of those on the last day. But we're kind of leaving that onus on you of saying if you are amazing, outstanding, and you make it into 3 or 4, division finals, then
so don't tempt me. I'll do all 4.
No. If you make it into all 3 and the timing happens to overlap, obviously we're going to do our best so that you can participate, but that's on you to kind of narrow down which one.
Yeah, I think I'd like that because if they do overlap, all right, pick which one you want to go into. And then I know that you have the waiting list now to where whoever's on the bubble, like you pick one, whoever's on the bubble.
Yeah, so that's going to be a thing I'll announce it in the competitor meetings too, but on Friday night when we announce the finalists, if someone made it into multiple divisions where they overlap, I'm going to reach out and say, hey, you need to pick and you need to let me know so that I can bump the next person in.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
That's going to be a late night. Everyone stay by your phone, please.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
But yeah, so that's one thing that we're excited about this year.
Flat and auto aren't going to overlap, correct?
I don't know, honestly.
Actually, no, they can't because if those are the 2 that I pick, and I only was picking 2 beforehand.
That's true.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll just have to figure out the timing. And again, we don't know what cars until we get there, essentially. So once we know what cars, then we figure out timing for the finals, and then we can kind of shift and ebb and flow as needed.
Let Chris pick what he wants to do in the finals.
When is it again? I don't pay attention to the calendar.
End of August.
Yeah, August 27th through 29th.
Okay.
And then if you want to come on the 26th, obviously competitors will be there for the competitor meetings, but attendees, there's pre-show sessions happening on the 26th. So it's like pre-education on the first day. So some people fly in and it's like we're giving them something to do. They're already there.
Smart.
Yeah.
That'll definitely be I like that. I saw the meetings. They're not back to back now. So now like I have to go to a meeting and then I gotta wait a while and then go back to meetings.
Yeah, depending on which divisions you're in. Yeah, the timing works for that.
But. Yeah, and we're doing decorative.
Oh, fun.
Don't sound too excited.
No, I liked it. We just
need the same response.
We need to spend more energy. If we just spend more energy on the art this time, I think we're good.
You guys have your theme. It's Fiesta and film. So the Fiesta celebration that happens in San Antonio, all about bright colors, celebrating culture, honoring San Antonio. We like to celebrate the city that we're in each time. So
will we be penalized if we do like the Alamo, like maybe like actual like bloody scene on the backside,
and
like
that's up to the judges.
Full on battle scene on the background, and then on the front be like happy, festive.
Oh, that's actually kind of interesting.
Though. Like they were partying, and now there's been that's kind of dark.
like one side's real happy, then you walk to the other side, like, oh, this is dark. Like, wow, that took a turn quickly.
The battle of the Alamo, not the Fiesta.
Right.
Hey. But no, yeah, and also I'm gonna change what materials we end up using this time around. With actually taking the time to do all that, like I have access to the printers and stuff that I need to print on film and be a little bit more creative, I guess. to say. Well, we'll find out.
Yeah, no, we just need to do better artwork. I think our artwork was our downfall last time.
Not according to the
Our install was good.
not according to the score sheet. It wasn't.
What do you mean?
We got 4 points off for install, which I don't see how, but I'm not going to argue that. We actually got our
what were
score
the
sheet,
other
which I didn't
people's
realize
scores?
I actually
You
got
did-
like in a broken down score sheet.
Did we
So I
get
talked
to
to
see
Chris
the other
about it.
team's
Yeah.
install scores?
Well, we'd have to call them.
Well, so it wasn't.
You
like
can
a
get their
public
final
job.
score.
Oh.
It's
The final
posted,
score.
but like your
Oh.
score sheets get
Yeah,
emailed
we got
to
a
you.
103 out of 115.
Yeah, I bet.
It was
I bet-
tight last year. Every year, decorative has been so tight.
Yeah.
That's
So-
the one division that's like super hard for the judges to always, which is a good thing. There's 3 because they
Yeah.
Yeah.
bounce off each other and you do the average.
Yeah, that's the most subjective too, because the art element. So,
Well, the art element's subjective. The installation isn't.
well, that's what I'm saying.
Is there dirt? Is there water?
I have a feeling we had the cleanest install. Just look. I mean,
Oh, looking at him, I think so. Absolutely.
so,
But I mean, unfortunately, I forget his name. The guy to the right of us, his film was destroyed
Yeah,
on
that's-
shipping.
yeah.
Oh, Chris.
That just sucked
Was
because
it not the Australian.
Not
team.
the Australian.
Yeah, Chris.
yeah, they're like
It-
edges of their film were messed up, and it was just to the right size. So like
Yeah.
theirs looked great. Other than that, but
It-
that was a big.
I think if his
Yeah.
if his material wasn't destroyed the way it was, unfortunately, with shipping, with the install he did put up, I think they would have won. I think that obviously was their downfall.
Yeah.
Was this like knowing like you got to make sure I would ship 2, and I would ship them 2 different ways
Yeah.
and pack it completely different. Which I mean, it is what it is. Nothing to do about that.
Yeah, Chris and Brent, the team from Australia, they hand carry theirs. They're like, we're not risking it.
Yeah.
We'll carry it the whole flight.
Yeah, no, I had mine. One of my guys drove up last year, so I was like, "Here, take this box
Nice.
and drop it off to me when you get there, please."
Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't gonna risk shipping.
Where is it this year?
San Antonio.
Oh, we were just talking about San Antonio.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Right
Oh,
on
that's
the Riverwalk.
that's one of my favorite places to do WFCT.
That's what everyone said so far.
Yeah.
I haven't been to a
Yeah.
WFCT in San Antonio yet.
Oh.
I started, just after the last one.
No, it's a blast. I love San Antonio. And good thing is, statistically, when it's there, our company wins. We have a 66% chance of winning. It's been there
Oh.
3 times. We've won. I've won it once. You've won it once.
Yeah, that was
Nice.
that was the year I won.
Mm-hmm.
Like Texas.
Yeah, San Antonio has always been a blast. Being right next to the Riverwalk. That was the first time me ever going to San Antonio. It's like, I wonder where the Alamo is. And it's right there. I'm like, what?
I know, right in the middle of everything.
I'm expecting to go drive to something.
Yeah,
kind
out
of
in
be
the
open
desert.
air. Yeah, that was kind
Yeah,
of like, okay.
Well, the
Yeah.
first time I went there, that was like just when I was in the Army. I was like stationed 2 hours away. So yeah, that threw me off like crazy. Like,
Yeah.
you think of the Alamo, you think it's going to be something to go check out. No, it's smack dab in the center of the city. Did you go in while you haven't been there? Have you been there at all?
Yes,
ever?
I've been there for other shows.
Oh,
I haven't been for
okay.
WFCT yet. But yeah, the
Okay.
Riverwalk is great.
Like actually going into the little tour of the Alamo is really cool because they
Yeah.
show you how big it really was. Like
Yeah.
what's left is only like a little corner of it.
yeah.
It was like that whole area.
Yeah, it's pretty cool right there.
Yeah.
All the history in San Antonio is awesome.
No, I look forward. Going back. It's going to be a very hectic August, to say the least. Going from Tinner Battles week off, flying to San Antonio.
I know, yeah, they're like 2 weeks apart.
Yeah, it's going to be a very busy August.
I feel like it's going to be exciting though, because people are going to be coming off of the high of Tinner Battles,
Yep.
and they're going to be like, "Oh, I can't wait to see you WFCT," and like just carry on,
Yeah, there's definitely going to be a lot of momentum heading into WCT, especially with social media and everything, with
Oh,
clips
yeah.
that'll be coming out and then piggybacking off that to like, well, now I get to go to this and just keeping it going. So
Yeah.
it'll be very fruitful, or should I say, with having them back to back like that. But it's
Yeah.
just going to be
It's gonna
busy.
be a lot.
Yeah. Everyone's like, which one are you going to? It's like, well, luckily we're in a position that we can go to both.
Yeah.
But that's what, like I said, the one thing I do like about it, obviously them being in different regions, like you're going to have the people that are going to pick, all right, I'm going to go to this one and I can't go to that one.
Mm-hmm.
But Tinner Battles being in LA, it's the demand, like I say demand's real high because nothing really goes west besides Reno. This is as far
Yeah.
west WFC's ever gone. And I got to understand why is because LA and California, the regulations there are an absolute nightmare.
Especially with the vehicles, they will not let us bring the amount of cars we need into a convention center.
Yeah.
But that's smart that Carlos went for a production studio instead of a convention center.
Yeah, no,
That was a
he's
smart route.
me and him have been talking, and it's like, yeah, the amount of stuff like he's having to do more of because it's in California and not Texas.
Yeah.
It is like Texas, like Austin or Houston, that he could change something on the fly. And they're
Right.
like, I don't care, go for it.
Yeah.
he's like, everything has to be literally dialed in on the floor plan. It's got to get approved and then approved again. And then they come in after everything's set up and they measure everything. And if everything's off, it has to be corrected. Yeah. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, they will not let you start the show if something is off. And the fire marshal has to sign off on everything. And like, I just saw that he posted about the flamethrowers. Yeah, or like torches, were approved. And that would never fly in a convention center. No. So that's awesome that he got that to happen.
No, I was trying to convince him to bring it here. I tried. And then I think in the long run, obviously, it's going to be awesome there because it's in a production studio. But at the same time, like, think about how many less regulations you have if you just come to Vegas. So I'll keep trying to get him out here. Yeah.
We used to come to Vegas. I think we were attached to SEMA at one point. So
03 is when it started. Yeah. 04, yeah. It was like, I remember I actually looked it up. It was like, you had to tint a full car. You had like 2 hours to do a full car. Because, I mean, it just obviously wasn't as big as it is now. Yeah. You could pull something like that off. Like, you have one car, you tint your car. Whoever has the best car wins. Yeah. So I would like it. I mean, if anything, if someone wants to start a competition in that format, that'd be fun. Yeah. Just you get one shot. Whoever has the best car, over. Done. But I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, like head-to-head battles and then you keep going?
No, it was the very first ones where literally you had a full car to tint. You tinted your full car, and whatever that got judged on, that was the winner.
Yeah, there probably wasn't enough people to need rounds. Saying if you did it now, though, maybe you could, if you had a lot of people, be like,
someone's going to be so tired.
Yeah. Yeah. Just head-to-head back and forth. Who can stay on their car the longest?
But maybe with like Optimus robots being able to be the judges in the distant future, you could actually pull it off.
Well, that was actually, I think about it, that was one cool twist that Film Fest had when it came to auto, is you lined up in front of the entry points to go to the cars, and it was like wherever you lined up, you got in line, and then you got to pick your car. So it's like go pick your car.
It's cool there. We have so many people, and we obviously do it anonymously that you have to assign a car number to someone. But
that'd be a logistical nightmare with
especially people. Multiple divisions.
Well, paint protection, like you were offered too. Like, I mean, you got to pick your car, which I ended up finding out like for the first round. Like Tony came to me, he's like, "Which car do you want?" Like, what's available? And I didn't realize he already went and talked to everyone else. So I was supposed to be somewhere at some point, and I was like, okay. So I had a choice between the silver car or the black car. And I was like, I'll take the silver car. Yeah. Like Fernando took the black one, and I was going to do it. And I was like, you know what? No, I'm going to go right next to him. I was like, no, screw that. I want to go to the next round. I'm taking the silver car, which he has a good point behind it. He took the black car because he's installed on silver before competing, and then he couldn't see it that one of his edges was lifted because it's a gray car and it's a lot harder to see. Yeah. On a black car, you'll see if your edge is lifted instantly. So I was like, I get it, but you have to nail your install in black. Otherwise, you are going to get crushed with either glue smearing or water. Yeah. So, I mean, obviously it worked out for him in the prelims. The finals, we both had a rough go in the finals.
Speaking of, and going back to Carlos again, that's crazy. I literally talked to him that first day when I got there. He's like, yeah, I haven't done PPF. He said he learned in like 2016 or something, and he hasn't really done it since. And then he placed. I'm like, what in the world?
Oh, well, people think, I mean, PPF is hard, but as soon as you get the general concept down and you know what a clean surface is when it comes to tint. And especially, I mean, the one thing that did play in his favor was thankfully we were using DAP's expels patterns. So even though he hasn't touched them, expels, how you get trained to install those patterns is because we have core. I've installed core's patterns. I've installed expels patterns. They install differently. Like DAP is definitely a lot of it more fits almost directly on. Obviously has some stretch, but like core for their patterns to fit, it has to be kind of stretched into place a little bit more methodically. But it then hugs the car better. So it's depending on what you like in a program itself. But I mean, it's crazy for me, the fact that even I went to Autobahn's thing and like I ended up beating, like is in the round I was in, I had Elu and there was someone else in there too. And I'm like, 9 times out of 10, they're beating me because they do PPF every single day. Yeah. I don't. Yeah. Like I touch it in competitions. Otherwise I hardly touch PPF. It's like the same thing. As soon as I stopped installing, that is the one thing I absolutely do not do at all. Like I might tint a window at a house every once in a while, I might tint a car door, but I am not PPFing. Like I have a guy now that comes in, or my lead installer, he is my other PPF guy. And it's like, all right, PPF, you go.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Do you have a preference, like flat glass over auto, like when you guys are installing? Because I was talking to someone about like the repetition. I was asking them why they do auto and they don't do flat. And they were saying because the repetition of flat glass, to them, it got boring because you're doing the same shape over and over and over. Whereas like with a car, every car is different. And every window on a car is different.
I like that about flat. And if you're doing a lot of it, that's not necessarily true either. Because like every job's a little different. Like, yeah, some commercial jobs is the same window over and over again, but those are great because you get moving and you're making a lot of money. So
it's probably easy to just like turn your brain off and then you're kind of autopilot.
I like just being able to, like, if I'm installing, which I haven't in a little while, but having an AirPod in, listen to like one ear so I can talk to the customer if I need to, but like listen to a podcast and just go.
Yeah.
And just kind of get locked in.
Yeah, no, there's definitely, I understand someone saying that, because I was definitely the same way. As I grew up in the business and went from the different sections, like I started off in auto, I did auto for a while, then I saw what you could make in flat and I was like, all right, I want to do that. And I did flat for probably about 3-4 years. I was the main guy. And then I wanted to switch back and forth, because yes, flat glass can get very repetitive, and yes, the windows do change and then projects do change it from customer to customer, but it is nice to be able to know, like, all right, shop's open from 9 to 5. I might work a little earlier. I might work a little later. Flat glass, it's like you might start at 5 a.m. You might work until 5 or 7 o'clock at night, depending, especially during the summertime. Can't do exterior in the middle of the day. You got to do it at 5 a.m. no matter what. So it's not so much of a set schedule. It is nice to be able to just step away from the business completely and just go into a customer's house. You can't be bugged. When you're tinting cars, you can't be bugged because you're in one central location. So I like both when it comes to obviously profitability, or say making money, flat, fun and creativity, PPF. PPF is always a challenge depending on which vehicle you're on. And then just for us a nice flow and having just like a group of, like, cause it's, you know, we have 2 installers with our manager. Like when you have like 3 guys working together in one location, it's fun to be in the same spot and, you know, sitting there bullshitting with each other. You're not around customers. Like if you're in a customer's house, you know, you have to obviously make sure that you're on point at all times.
Yeah.
Back of the shop, you kind of do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You know, so I understand the sentiment. I would agree with it, but I technically enjoy all 3 of them.
So you're kind of talking earlier about like goals when you're getting into business. Did you guys think when you started installing that you were going to own a business and then go into education? What was your ideal trajectory? Or were you just winging it?
Well, we didn't really have a choice, and then but it was like,
you mean this isn't what you wanted to do your whole life?
Yeah, well, but in a good way. It was like, hey, this is, you're gonna help on the summers, weekends, but you're gonna make money. Our parents were really smart of, like, we wanted stuff, we had to buy it. So you know, big one for me was like a GoPed at the time. Those were the thing, and I was middle school, wanted to be able to drive a GoPed to school. And, you know, it's just, I don't know, just actually having the incentive that if I wanted things, I needed to work for it, and then enjoying it. I've always been artistic, and I feel like tint's an art. So like getting a new car that you haven't done before and trying to figure out how to shrink the back window, that was really fun for me. But then same as Ricky, as soon as I started doing flat glass and saw how much more money I could make as an installer, it was like, that was all I wanted to do.
You didn't ever consider a different career?
Oh, I did. I left. I'm the oldest.
Oh, you were in the Army.
Yeah. I probably, actually, I would be at my 20 year.
Jobs.
I would be at my 20-year mark right now.
What did you do in the Army?
I was a bridge crew member. So like a combat engineer that builds bridges.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was cool. I was at Fort Hood, Texas for 6 years. So I was like 2 hours away from San Antonio.
Yeah.
It was great. I loved it. But I was still tinting while I was in. Like, it was a trade. And that was the other thing, is like, I learned like, and I didn't go to college to play baseball because I could have played at a junior college in California, because I was like, I don't want to go work some stupid minimum wage job. That was what my mind at the time was like, I'm going to have to work and play ball and go to school. I didn't even think at the time, like, I could have easily gone and tinted. I could have easily gone and like found a shop nearby to tint for, or just done my own thing and found people and let them know I tint. And like, but I just didn't think of it at all. Spent a couple years with the shop, then right before joining the Army, I left because I didn't get along well with my dad. I actually tinted at a dealership out here for a couple months, and then I joined the Army. But I don't know, it just grew on me. Like getting good at something, you kind of want to do it more. And if it makes good money, and you enjoy who you're doing it with, it was just kind of something that I definitely wasn't the plan for sure. Like I even, before I tinted at that dealership, I thought I was going to get into the mortgage industry because but this was like 2006. So like, it's right on the edge of everything's about to fall apart. And luckily where I went, they kind of were having problems ahead of the rest of the market. They could see it coming. And it was my ex-in-laws. And they kind of were like, yeah, nah, dude, run. Go. Like I got a little bit of a warning, but I didn't understand what they could see that the market was about to be really bad, I think.
Well, that's nice.
So yeah.
For me, it was same thing. I wanted a motorcycle. So in order to get that, or dirt bike, I had to make money. And then every time I tried leaving for different, and it wasn't even like I wanted to leave. Like I wanted to get a second job, like working at a grocery store, like being a bag boy. I just wanted to experience something different. And my dad's like, you'll just make more money here. I'll pay you more. I was like, okay. Probably by the time I graduated, that's when I kind of realized like, I actually really enjoy doing this. And then when I finally started joining competitions, that's where it's like I was full-fledged in like beyond I know that I'm good. I think I am one of the best and I enjoyed the competition side. Now into the running the business, obviously I knew at some point we would step into that void, but as just being an installer, I enjoy just being an installer. Yeah. And then as we've shifted into running the business, the academy was something where it's like, all right, so we've won the competition. We've won this prestigious competition multiple times now. How do I leverage that? And that's where like TintLab kind of spawned for me. It was like, all right, I want to be able to sell that, but I don't want to go anywhere. Academy. People got to come to me. And then it's first to start off just wanting to do just like a 3-day course. And then it evolved to what it is now with like adding all the extra value into it with the mentorship, because it's like, all right, how do we separate ourselves just from being just like, all right, you just come to learn to install and, then put a price point on it. It's like, okay, well, now that we figured it out not figured it out, we've gotten a better grasp on our processes, how we run our business, and we've watched our numbers grow. It's like, all right, let's just go ahead and sell that entire blueprint out. So it was a way for me to market myself to the country, to where I didn't have to go anywhere. Because I've told my wife, I was like, if I was just an installer and say Green Valley didn't exist, or I stepped away from Green Valley, I could go subcontract and I could probably make anywhere. Yeah, I could probably make double what I make right now. Yeah. But that means I'm going to be gone for probably like a week or two at a time, be back for a couple of days and have to leave again. Yeah. And what Marcus, become the, what's he called? The tinner pirate or pirate tinner. Yeah. I can do that. I have the skill to go do that. But in the long run, your body can only take so much beating, especially installing and then flying all over the place. So it's like, all right, so how do I technically make more money without going anywhere else? And then selfishly too, we were having not labor problems, but everyone has a labor shortage in this industry, especially on the flat glass sides, where it's like, all right, how do we also use this for the benefit of Green Valley? Like now we have a training facility to where anyone that I want to bring in and train and hire into our company, I can just come in here instead of learning on the job, which is how we taught majority of the time. Was like, we're going to show you how to prep a window. You're going to be a prepper for a while. When I see that you're good enough, I'll let you start tinting the windows that are kind of out of eye shot, to where when you do have to pull it off and redo it, because that's going to happen, you're not just doing it in front of the customer over and over again. Now I can bring you in here and say, all right, I can teach you how to prep. All right, tint those two windows. All right, tint them again. Tint them again. Yeah. Like and finally get to the point. Miyagi. Yeah. And then get to the point where it's like, all right, now your work is on any typical residential window or commercial window. I can send you out in those jobs. And then to get to the more harder installs, it's like, I can't really duplicate that. I can, but I don't think there's a point to, because it's such a minority of the work to where it's like, no, those ones you're going to struggle. And then the veteran guys that are with you are going to show you how they overcome those objections. And then as you do that again and again, you realize you'll figure it out piece by piece.
So do you guys find like a gap between the people that are generational installers versus people that are just starting out, like no one in their family's ever done it, they're doing it for the first time? Either like people that come to the academy or people that you're meeting at shows or people through social media?
Definitely a gap in the sense that I think the veterans need to get off their high horse and stop thinking that just because they didn't have the opportunities that the younger generation has right now, that they're any different. Like they wouldn't have taken advantage of the same things. And like, no, like one example, using sauce, using gel. Like the back and forth shit talking that happens on that online is ridiculous. It's like, oh, you're not a tinner if you use it. You know, that's nonsense. It is a tool that you can use to better your installs right now, to where I can take someone who is a new tinner and say, all right, to begin with, I'm going to have you use this. I'm still going to train you past the point to say, if all of a sudden we run out of this, you still need to be able to get the job done. Mm-hmm. But I can get someone up and going even faster. So if I do have a huge influx of jobs, I can get that person up and going and get them out there instantly and start profiting more as a company. And
that's what I think that comes from. I don't know. It's a weird thing. It's like a jealousy that like it took me years to figure out how to do it cleanly without this. So everyone else should have to suffer too. Yeah. And it's like,
I feel like that's in every industry. Like there's some people that are like that, you know, give the cold shoulder, or some people are just happy that the resources are out there now.
Well, it's the same thing as AI. If you think about it, all it is a new technology that makes doing the job easier. Like you can either choose to use it and make the job easier for yourself, or complain that other people that haven't practiced as getting as good at that thing as you have can now do it, or you could just be even better by using it. It's the same thing. Like, why? I don't know. It's people that are scarcity. They got scarcity mindset, and you know they think somebody else is taking a part of the pie rather than the pie is growing. I think that's the big thing.
Well, they call them like the TikTok tinners or the plotter babies. Like, you know, it's like, yes, in my eyes, if you want to scale your auto, you should be using a plotter. Especially because you'll be able to train someone faster, but they still need to know how to hand cut. Yeah. You can't stop them at that point. And I think that's like what they're trying to get out is just like, there's people that just rely on these things. They won't solve the problem past that. Well, that's on the person who brings them into their company. Now, if you are running your company and you're afraid, well, if I teach him all these things, he's going to go off and open his own thing. Well, were you being a shitty boss? Like, did you have a culture that actually cultivated them wanting to stay, or they run away just because they like, yeah, I can't work for this guy? Yeah, that's on you. And if you're only going to train someone to a point where they have to lean on those crutches, I don't blame the person for that. I blame the person who's teaching and training them.
Well, you also mentioned the last time I was here about like Brian being in the same industry, like the same market for you guys being in the same city, and there's enough business to go around. Like it's one of those industries, it's not scarce.
Not at all. I mean, we bump into him every once in a while on bids, but I mean, it's still not even as often you would think. And I would consider EcoTint to be one of the companies that I would actually allow under my house. Like there's a handful of them in our city that I'd be like, yeah, like I know that you guys have a certain standard and that standard is going to be met. Yeah. So it's everyone thinking that like, oh, they're going to open another business. Like, who cares if they do?
They can only install so many jobs a day. We can only install so many jobs a day. There's way more people out there that need their home tinted than what we can even do. Well, and there's even more that don't even realize it's an option. So it's like, that's just a waste of energy. Like I openly talk with a bunch of the competitors here in town that I'm friends with. And, you know, I'll tell, this is what we're charging. Like, hey, like, I'm not competing on price. Like you guys can charge more if you want, because this is what I'm at. Like, I don't, it's not a competition between me and you. It's a competition for us, between like us and the mirror, and how can we every day make this business a little bit better. And if you're focused on that process and you actually stick to it and you're consistent, what the guy down the road's doing doesn't matter.
I know. I was approached at Film Fest with a guy that he was contemplating getting into the industry, and then we had I think through the whole weekend we probably talked like 3 hours cumulatively all together. But like he was like, well, could I open in Vegas? And I was like, yeah, I don't care. Yeah. And he was like, and it came down to after that we had the conversation. Like I was just testing you because beforehand I was telling him like I don't worry about my competition. He's like, well, what if I'm there, so I'm closer to you, so you know the mentorship, if I have questions, we can just be right there. And I was like, yeah, I would welcome it with open arms, because if you do exactly what we're doing with the promoting, the branding, the pricing, I'm not the only one in town charging what I'm charging. Now that people are going to run into multiple people that are charging that, and they're going to realize like, oh no, this is the standard. Realistic, if you want it, if you want it done, the right way and have a great customer service, have everything done in a timely fashion, and all those markers hit, like that only helps me. There's too much glass here to worry about anyone else. Like,
well, and then plus it's all the other things. Like if you are putting out organic content, you're growing the pie. Like I guarantee for a fact, I mean, I don't even have to use us as an example. I know for a fact, Carlos making videos for his business in Houston has created work for us. And I'm sure every other shop in this town. Like I know almost everybody that does residential has gotten a phone call in the last couple of years asking for rose gold window tint. Doesn't exist. It's just bronze, but he put out a video that went viral and all of a sudden people had the idea they want to do that. So it's like, that's another person out there promoting specifically targeted into my market that you can tint your home. Awesome. Like, cool. Like if there's more people if we can make the pace of people that want to get their home tinted for whatever reason, heat rejection, turf protection, security, whatever it is, all these things people don't know exist. Like we're not going to have enough extra installers and people to do the work. We're going to increase the demand so much that I don't care how much supply is there because we're not going to match it.
Yeah, it's like I've even said to a couple of people that within our town, like, hey, if this person, they can absolutely come to our academy and they'll get our exact blueprint of how we're pricing against them. Just pay for the academy and I'll train you. Because if you're, like I said, if you're doing the exact same thing we're doing, it's only going to help all of us.
Yeah. And
like there's no, like there is, in my eyes, there's no downfall to that. Like we already publicly talk about what we charge. Right now we're charging $20 to $25 a square foot.
Pretty much sticking at 25 at this point.
Yeah, well in the summertime it's usually 25 demands there. And that's where we're sticking. Like we point our marketing towards a certain avatar, a certain customer that we're going to go after. And some of the people that we do give bids to, like, well, you're crazy. Okay, we're not your company. Yeah. And it is what it is. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to go 10 for 10 on my consultations. If I am 10 for 10, my pricing is way too cheap. I need to increase my pricing. And that's the big thing that we push and train when it comes to TintLab, especially on the pricing scale. We had one guy come through and he's already, what did Ryan say? He's twice the number. Around like, so Ryan Beatty. He was one of the first ones that came through. One of the guys that's still in the 90-day window. He's like 2 months ahead of where he was last year. Being a big part of that was the pricing structure and how it's like how you got to look at it. Like, do you want to step away from this? Your price better include all the positions that you're going to step away from when you walk off. Are you the installer? Are you the sales guy? Are you wearing all these hats? You should be paying yourself for every single one of those positions if you're ever going to replace them. If you're not going to replace them and you're cool with what you're doing, and
you still pay yourself. Whatever you do, that's how you should pay yourself.
Yeah. Agreed. But like I said, like at $10 a square foot, if you don't have overhead of a building, it's just you're doing everything out of your garage. That's where you're putting all your supplies and you're just going from job to job. Like Josh said, you can make easily 6 figures or more for the year. And it's just you're living within what you want to make and you know what you can hit. Yeah. When you take vacation, you're just not making money. Yeah. And it's like, if that's what you want to do, that's completely fine.
Yeah.
But for us, it was something like I watched my dad do that pretty much my entire life, where he worked 6-7 days a week continuously. Gave us the industry, gave us an amazing life, supported our family, and now supports our families. But I don't want that. I want to be able to take my weekends off and the company just run. Yeah. And if I take a vacation, anyone within the company takes a vacation, they can. If they step away, the company's just going to continue. Go enjoy your free time, and then when you come back, get back to work. And it's just something that like my dad didn't do. And it's just, he was the mentality, keep it small, keep it all, which I understand that. But at the same time, I want to be able to step away and go have some freedom and actual true off time and not stress. Like when I come back, like we haven't made money for a week.
Yeah.
This is going to be, I'm backed up for the next 30 days where I'm not taking a day off for 30 days. Like I do not want that.
I was going to ask you that too, because that kind of like thought came into my head when I was watching your Film Fest vlog about, well, you're just sitting there, having a casual drink or whatever you were with Mike, but you were business minded. It's like, do you ever relax? Do you ever not think about business?
When I'm on vacation.
Yeah.
But if I'm at an event, like, my mom will mess with me. It's like, that's time off. I'm like, it is, but it isn't. Like, my wife's witnessed it firsthand in Reno. Like, she came up with me to the WFCT that time, and she's like, it's not that I didn't enjoy, but like, I'm not coming again because every turn you make, you're then caught in an hour-long conversation. And it's like, I want to spend time with you, but we're not spending time together. And it's like, I get it. Believe me, I know. It doesn't matter where I walk. It's like I'm stuck in a conversation, which I thoroughly enjoy because it's the only time I get to see a lot of those people is at these events. That's another reason why I enjoy that there's so many of them now, is that I actually get to see my Tint family a lot more, which I do thoroughly enjoy. So, but yeah, no, when at something like that, no, brain wasn't off. Like, because TintLab might have had its booth set up, but after and before the show, I was still on that mindset of talking to people about it. And
we have family get-togethers at our parents, and we got to be told all the time, like, stop talking about business.
We've gotten better at it. I'll go out of my way when we are at stuff like that to where it's like, we're not talking business right now. My dad will try to bring some stuff up, and it's just like, no, we're not. We're here to spend time with family. Yeah, we're off the clock. Let's not. Like, when I want to get to the point where it's gotten better to, like, when I do get off, I put my phone aside, and if something is that important, to my eyes, it's not more important than my family.
Yeah,
I gotta have my family time, which I've gotten better. I haven't been the best at it because my brain's never off when it comes to the business. Even on vacation, still is off compared to when I am working, but still I let everyone know if there's something that really bad has happened, shoot me a text. I will get to it at some point. If you guys need an answer or something.
Yeah.
But I've been trying over the past year now, or actually the beginning of this year, I ended up promoting my managers to where it's like, you guys run your divisions. Like, your guys, if anyone underneath you comes to me and they haven't talked to you, I'm turning them around and telling them to go straight back to you. Nice. The only power they technically don't have is hiring power. They can fire, they can implement whatever the hell they want. Whatever they want to go do, they can do. Run it like it's your business, run it to your division, and do your thing.
So halfway through the year, how's that been going?
Great. It's been very enjoyable. Like, the fact that going to the film fest, like, I knew that jobs were getting scheduled, jobs were getting done. Even when I got back, there was a few small little things that ended up happening that I ended up finding out about. But by the time I found out about them,
it was resolved.
It was either resolved or in the process of being resolved. And I was like, okay, cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's been nice. I've even just recently, because I'm just on the sales side all the time. And pretty much once it gets approved, they take over. And I just recently found out about one or two projects that we had issues with that for sure we would have known about immediately. That already been resolved, completely taken care of, and it's like, oh yeah, no, it's really good to have good people. That's the thing. Like, if you really want to scale and grow, it's everything. You need good people, and then put good systems and processes in place. And if you have good people, they'll actually make that work, find flaws in it, fix it, come up with ideas on their own. Like, got a lot of stuff we do in Flat Glass right now. That's stuff that they've brought to us, and it's like,
And you got to empower them. You actually got to step away. That's the one thing my dad couldn't do, even when I was full time. And he would, hey, take care of this for me. And I'd go to take care of it. And then I would go talk to the person, like, I just got off the phone with your dad. I'm like, why was I even told about this? So that was the biggest argument me and my dad were getting constantly. I was like, I don't care if you do that, but just don't ask me to do it then. You're just wasting my time. I have to now, I went out of my way to go resolve this. And then by the time I go to resolve it, every person in the shop has been called and talked to and told about the situation. I was like, why are you wasting my time? So, and at first, when my dad stepped away, I was stepping in too early to help. And then I finally got to the point of realizing it's like, you come to me if you need anything. I'll see things now that might necessarily bug me. And I was even kind of pointing it out to our installers. And now it's at the point where I've told both managers, if I see something, I'm not saying anything to them. I'm just going to say it to you guys. And I expect, obviously, the expectation is that you guys take care of it.
Yeah.
And you guys need to address it. Because if I address it to the installers, they don't not say trust their manager, but it's like the installers just come to me again. And it's like it totally breaks the chain of command.
Yeah.
So having that in place has been very nice. Very nice.
So kind of in that same vein, June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. How do you guys feel in the industry? I know it's kind of a hard topic to talk about. It's actually something we want to focus on at WFCT because it is a very male-dominated industry. What do you guys see in the industry in that regard? What do you think needs to be done?
As more people talk about it, I think it's happening more.
Yeah.
To me, it's when it's networking with the other installers and then just talking with them. Me myself, I go to therapy every other Friday. It's more likely something to where it's I get to go talk, and I get things off my chest and work through things that maybe I'm overthinking, and it's helped me a lot.
You also do like cold plunging and running.
I need to get back. I've been
like
running.
that.
I gotta get back to the cold plunge. I've been very lazy and I still haven't like changed the water in my cold plunge.
That's the hardest thing to get back into when you stop the routine. It is the absolute
I've never
hard.
started and I don't really want to.
It's I've been off and on with it over the years, and it is the hardest one to start back up because you just do not want to do it.
And then also too, it's like being like when you are networking, talking with like certain guys, like don't think that you're the only one that is dealing with the stress of either running your business or the problems that are going on. Everybody is, and don't be afraid to talk about it. Like my close inner circle of like it's technical tint family, like Kyle Fuller, me and him, I talk with him probably at least minimally once a month. Just me and him just call, how you doing?
Check in.
Yeah. Like when my dad had a stroke, I think he called me and he said, he's like, dude, I will fly out right now and run the company. It was having people like that is search for those people.
Yeah.
Because that meant a lot to me.
Yeah. My coworker and I were just talking about that yesterday about the community within this industry. Like she was asking me where I came from and what industry I was in before. And it was a very cutthroat, like dog eat dog world. But coming into the film industry and even the auto glass industry that we deal with as well, it's just like everyone's uplifting, at least in my experience. Like there are the outliers, but the people that I've come in contact with and the communities I've been involved in.
Well, I think what Window Film Mag has done with like being the first with these competitions and having it be consistent probably played a role in it, because I know going to whether it was WFCT or like the Panorama meeting, getting like annual time to go spend with people in other territories, I think kind of broke that like everybody's my competition.
Mm-hmm.
And like I know for me that's always been like a huge plus on like a lot of people that are good dear friends now we've met at WFCT or the Panorama meeting or whatever. I mean, Kyle's a perfect example. So yeah, so like having the events to go to is huge. That's the other thing where I think having more of them is a benefit, because somebody in LA right now is going to go to Tinner Battles that's never been to a competition because it's just easy to go to now. And then all of a sudden, like, dang, that was actually really fun. And you know what? The networking is the best part. You know what? Now I got to go to WFCT. So I think it'll just help everybody. Same way we're thinking about tin shops here locally. Like, I don't think it's competition. Everybody's helping each other.
Yeah, no, it's definitely the industry has completely changed from when I was younger to where we are now. Or mid 2000s, this 2000s in general, very cutthroat. No one helped anybody. You can't teach this one person this because then it's your competition. Can't talk about jobs openly because then they're going to come in and snake a job from you, which still does happen. But you just, in my eyes, it's like I give everyone the benefit of the doubt. Like I'm going to trust you.
Mm-hmm.
And then as soon as you do stabbing the back, just believe that. I'm not going to like, you've now burnt that bridge.
Yeah.
Like I still would probably, if you ever had a question, I'll help you out. But at the same time, the trust level is completely gone. But so from, I think right around, it was actually 07, 08 when the market collapsed. And I think the brand manufacturers had a big part in it, because before that, it was like, if you talked about picking up a different brand, if you had multiple brands,
mm-hmm.
you'd get dropped. They want nothing to do with you. It's either you're all 3M, you're all Solar Guard.
Yeah.
They were all guilty of it. Then when everything collapsed, it was just like manufacturers was happy that you were buying film from them, and they just didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just, we picked up multiple brands after that. And like now we've gotten to the point where there was a point where you couldn't be a Panorama dealer and be a 3M Prestige dealer. Like it was said, like if you were one, if you tried taking the other, you were going to get kicked out of the other. We are a Panorama Pro dealer, we're a 3M Prestige dealer, and I'm a Hooper Optic dealer.
I think it's the same way if they just want that exposure too.
Yeah.
So like you're saying all three of those names and they're like, oh, I was in there. They don't care that they weren't listed first or the only one. They just are happy to be included.
And it's the same trust factor too. Don't ever burn the bridge with your manufacturer. Like if you get fed a job from that manufacturer, do not go out of your way to try to switch it to a different film because, oh, you know what, I can get this film for a little cheaper over here. It's like, no, they gave you that lead. They take care of them. Make sure that lead goes there. And for me, it's like problem solving. I need access to as many films as possible. Like if there is we ever came across a job, say if Madigo has a film that would solve that problem, 100% I'm reaching out to Madigo. And thankfully we do know, I know Larry Christensen, where I see he's doing the coffee with. Yeah. He worked for Solar Guard for a bit and now he works with Madigo. It's like, he would be the first person I reach out to.
Yeah.
You know, I've maintained that relationship with him. And it's like, that's one thing I will say for any of the younger generation, Like if you are going to go from brand to brand, that's fine. But remember, what you do put out on the internet is going to be out there constantly. So if you're saying this is the best ever, and then all of a sudden you switch brands, well, no, this is the best ever. And then you switch brands again. You're like, no, this is the best ever. Yeah. You're kind of ruining your own credibility. All the films in my eyes and all the manufacturers, they all have their niche product, but like ceramic, auto film, if you're buying from one of the main manufacturers, they're all good. It comes down to, you got to sell you.
Yeah.
Don't sell the film. You're not selling their brand. Like, yes, they're a good partner, but even with flat glass films too, dual reflective films, they all pretty much produce the same amount of heat rejection. What's the warranty behind it? And then how much is that manufacturer going to stand behind you if something does go wrong? That's the relationship that you want to cultivate. But don't burn a bridge with any of the manufacturers. It makes no sense to sit there. Like, you might disagree with how they're running their business, but you don't know at any point you might need something, or there might be a film that makes sense for you to buy or purchase.
Yeah.
So it's definitely has gotten way better. And TintWiz, I think, is a big part of that too. Eric. Yeah. Eric's a gigantic part of that. He came in and he gives to give, does not expect anything back. Yeah. Like even with like these shirts, like he's helped us with the academy. And like when we rebranded to TintLab, it's like, I didn't even call him to ask him. I just put it on my shirt. Yeah. It's like, because he stands behind us with everything that we've done. He's always there to just keep giving and support. And it's like all of our clothing from Green Valley or TintLab has got TintWiz all over it.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you supported me, I'm going to support you.
Yeah.
So Eric's a big part of that.
Yeah, you mentioned the coffee with sessions. So those, we have 3 of them. So we have the one with Larry from Matico. We have Ryan Pape from Expel. And then we have Elio Abello. So those are first thing in the morning each day of the show. And It's just like a nice, come get a cup of coffee. It's going to be round tables, just hang out, get insights, network, meet people, hear their stories. Super casual, super fun.
I'm going to definitely go screw with Larry and Elu. I'm going to screw with both of them. That seems like fun. But no, I saw those pop up. Very excited for those. I know that I have mine.
Yeah.
Social media, which I'll be much better at this time because I understand social media a lot better this time. That first go around, I shouldn't have been the one talking at all. Like, I was like, yeah, you get a lot of views. It's really good for you. Do views. So I'm excited to do that again. And actually, I got to start preparing for that. Be prepared this time.
In your 3 competitions and
yeah. Keeps you busy. It's fun, So we'll see how it goes.
So is there anything that you can tell us that's like kind of not out there that can be out there come Wednesday?
I don't know if there's anything super pressing that I can release quite yet. We will be within like 30 days of competition registrations. So you definitely want to get in there. The few spots that are left, they'll want to get in before that July 15th deadline. So we are doing a promo for the month of June. So you get buy 2 registrations, you get 1 free of the same type. So you can buy 2 deluxe registrations, which includes all the optional like networking lunches and things like that. Buy 2 deluxe, get 1 deluxe free. Buy 2 full, get 1 full free. Or buy 2 partial, get 1 free. So
what about competition tickets?
Competitions do not apply.
Okay, I'll figure that out. I know that's gonna be a question someone's gonna throw out there.
But it's a super great deal. I mean, right now for early bird or the pre-reg pricing for a full registration, it's $550, like $550. So if you're buying 2 of those, you're getting 1 free. That's a great excuse to bring your people.
Is there media passes?
There are no media passes.
All right, Jordan.
But bring your people.
So July 15th is the deadline for signing up to compete.
You're in or you're out.
Okay.
Yeah. Until the spots fill up. If they fill up before then obviously we're at our max. But we've expanded the show floor. The competitions are bigger this year. So we have the space, but it's filling up quick. So
how many what's the limit on flat?
So the flat is the only one that hasn't changed. Architectural hasn't changed. So we're still at 64.
64.
Yeah.
What were we at last year?
That one's always a wait list. 64 with a wait list.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That competition has flourished since 2015.
And that's my goal every year, is to do something different, even if it's something small, like changing the window. Like in my eyes, that's something small because I have so many divisions to cover. But
small to you, not to the installers.
Exactly, not to you guys. But that's my goal every year, is to just push the competitions further. And like, I know you guys don't like that, but it's kind of like my guilty pleasure is I'm giggling while you guys are sweating.
Oh, it's good. I think it's good. It keeps everybody on their toes.
Yeah.
No, I love it. It puts people in uncomfortable situations, and that's how the competitions should be. If you get put in a typical situation, it's going to be practically impossible to judge.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, cool. Pick 1 out of the 10 perfect windows.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and that's not going to be fun. Is the cumulative scoring continuing?
Yes.
I don't like it. I do, but I don't like, because like,
I mean, it can help you.
it can, or it can really, I mean,
Yeah,
you
but
can
just-
limp your way into the finals and still.
Yeah, but that's like
Not
people
podium.
complaining about there's contamination in the air and not realizing that everybody else has it too. Like it's
No, it keeps you honest. You have to perform 2 days in a row.
Yeah.
Like when it comes down to it, you have to perform 2 days in a row.
Yeah.
So I mean, I did the same thing in WCT last year. It's like my first round hindered my second round. I had a pretty good finals windows. My first round was I had things pop up. I rushed to throw up the done sign, which I say don't do ever, and I did.
Yeah.
You know, it happens. It is what it is. I look forward to this year. I look forward to going back after Maxim and hopefully taking him down. Because if that happens,
He just had a baby. Be nice.
I know. Well, I know. I saw him. Mike was putting out videos talking with him, and he's like, I won't be able to make it to Film Fest, but I will be. It'll be right at the point where I can step away for a little bit to go compete again. So I look forward to that. And
he was the first person registered for WFCT this year.
we're registered, right?
You're in there.
Okay. I don't deal with any of that.
I'd say one last thing that I was wondering about, because I know that with me doing my session, I was given the green light that I can record my session now because I want to put content out about talking about content. During the competitions, is there going to be any leeway? Because I know obviously we can't wear headphones or anything. Can we wear a mic?
So I actually talked to Jordan about this, and I told him to give me suggestions of things that I can research and make sure that they would be appropriate for our setting. But I don't see a problem with it. I'll just have to take it to my team and to the judges, see how they feel about it. But as long as it's obviously a one-way mic, then I don't personally see a problem with
But
it.
who are you gonna be talking to? You're not allowed to talk to anybody.
Talk to yourself.
The camera. You can talk to yourself. You just can't talk to spectators.
What you do is you make it even harder on yourself. And as you're installing, you talk about your installation as you're installing. So after you win, you have amazing content of walking yourself through the installation.
You're manifesting right now.
Yeah. that would be like the best content in the world. Yeah. I mean, he tried, we obviously did that during Film Fest, and it's like, yes, it's hard to mentally try to engage with talking about what you're doing while you're doing it.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you could pull it off, it'll make great content.
Yeah. I mean, even if you're just kind of mumbling to yourself, I'm sure you do that on the daily of like, oh, I need to do this, redo this corner or something. Like you're saying those while you're doing installs anyways. So just do it while you're competing.
Yeah.
Really, I don't want to be mic'd up. I just want good recording of me, and then I'm gonna have Carlos and I'm gonna have them do post voiceover as if they did it live, and they could take their time on it. And then, that's the way
smart,
they could do it for every single heat if they did that. You just need to record every single.
Well, my suggestion was that if you guys are gonna, obviously you say a bigger floor plan, you should give about a 2-foot walkway around for them, just on the inside of the railing. To where if they're going to do their commentating thing, which Carlos might actually jump in the competition, so he might not be able to do it. Like allow those two with the camera to be on the competition floor, but they have to stay against the railing. Like don't.
It's not a bad idea. We could tape it off.
Yeah, don't approach the installer like you do, like with the camera on their face.
Oh, that would be a good idea. Like a whole row that anybody that wants to.
No.
Just
can't do anyone.
I would say just
yeah.
The select whatever people you apply for it, you're allowed to do it, either being a walkway down the middle or on the sides, because that was the only thing. That was the feedback I got from them. This last one was like, as soon as the competition starts, if you're not on the railing, like trying to get into the railing to get a video, to actually, it's impossible to commentate too. So it's like, let them onto the floor. Like, here's your restrictions. You have to keep your ass against this rail this entire time, but you can walk the big rectangle all the way around and commentate on each person. Because
that's not a bad idea.
Those
videos
videos are the ones that pop.
Red line. If they step over the red line,
you're out.
I like it.
That's not a bad idea.
I like it. Well, I appreciate you coming by and sitting down with us.
Thanks for having me.
I look forward to the competition. I'm excited that I get to do 3. Redemption on flat or on decorative, and then give one last hoorah to Otto, because
you heard it here. He said one last.
Yeah, he said that before.
I know every year.
But I really want. There's so many competitions now that, like, to be honest, like, I'm not cynical. I've been there, done that with WC and flat glass. I will always enjoy that competition, but I want to jump to the other side. I do want to judge. Like Sal did call me at the beginning of the year, and he pretty much wasn't twisting my arm, but his message he left was hilarious. And I called him. I was like, dude, like, one more year. I think I'm gonna do one more
You're
year.
gonna go out after losing to me? That's gonna be rough for you, dude.
Heard that for over a decade. Still hasn't happened. So we'll see how it goes. But most likely, and I definitely will not step away without giving auto one more try, because that was the main one I first started in. And that's the only one I haven't made the finals in. I've made the finals in PPF, and I've done my thing in flat. So it's like auto, and I'm actually gonna practice this year because relying on the show up, which I have done in the past, been able to show up and everything went right. The WFR had a great window, but it's hasn't been too great the past couple auto competitions. So
are you guys competing at tenor battles too?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yep, both. I would say all three, because we're doing heat shrink too.
Singles and teams, right?
Just singles. So our belts.
Some new divisions getting announced today.
PPF. Just look in the background. It says PPF in the middle of it. Yeah. PPF is going to be added to it. I don't know if there's like going to be a registration that opens for that. Maybe I'll do it, but like in 2 days. I'm dying to see like what he sets up for the first round, because it's going to be rapid fire.
Oh yeah.
And people are going to bitch about it, and then it is what it is. So
I feel like that going into tenor battles,
Yeah.
it's high energy. It's exhilarating.
I think he should do like he did in Florida, the head-to-head. Who gets it done first?
He's going to have to start.
That actually made good clips. It's fast. There's not a bunch of judging. Is the film laid down? Is there any creases? There's no fingers. You're done. You win.
It's what team was. It's going to be the same thing. You're going to get like 5 minutes to do one window. It's going to be a group of people. Only one person makes it out. And then you make it to the next one. But he's going to have to start competition from 9 a.m. to however long we're going to have to be there.
Yeah.
And the good thing is it's not a convention center, so you can actually run really long hours.
Yeah.
So it'll be a very long 2 days for a certainty. But with how many people he has signed up right now, like that's the only way to technically do it.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for it. We'll see how it goes. But no, the team belts aren't up for grab. Mm-hmm. He's from what my understanding is, he's going to run one in the beginning of the year. That'll be the team battles. And at the end of the year, that's going to be singles. So we both have the opportunity, if either one of us wins, to carry 2 belts at once. Yeah. So I look forward to that. That'd be fun. And also redemption on auto again, because my auto has been trash lately. So is what it is.
We should do some auto for a while before going.
I'll tin a couple cars. I'll tin a couple. Tin a couple. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
So arrogant. But, I'm gonna go win auto without ever tinning it.
Yeah, but that's the power move. That's the power move. I just beat you, and I relied on just instinct and experience from my career, and I stopped doing it for the past 3 years. I haven't been an installer, so it's like if I can come in and do that, it's like that's my muscle memory taking over.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a diff.
I mean, I'm doing auto too.
You really don't do auto.
Well, I mean, I know I'm a good auto tinner, but like I'm just realistic, Like, is there a chance that I could pull off a miracle? Yeah, but it's just, I don't know. The speed to it and the caliber of everybody there that's hand cutting and tinning everyday cars.
Yeah,
it's like someone that never runs thinking they're gonna go win a race against someone that runs every day. Like,
yeah.
That's true. That's why Fernando's on the streak he's on right now.
I was going to say, Fernando is insane.
Yeah, he's on a hell of a streak right now. Yeah, he's installing every single day. Like that makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Very big difference. So we'll see how it goes. But I know you have a flight to catch again. Thank you so much for coming out, and we'll see you at the end of August.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for following, guys. Until next time.
Thank you.